was a sincere effort on part of the Home Ministry to get the free movement done. But nothing came out of it. It was just stopped.
Yes, Kartikeya. Actually, I would like to open by saying that there is no normalcy in Manipur as yet. Yes, there is a lull in the violence, but I don't think in any sense it can be termed as peace returning back to Manipur. As I think the earlier panelists also mentioned, there are many other factors which is yet to be resolved. As you have been following this issue for the last 2 years, I'm sure you'll agree with me that there are factors, layers of factors involved in this crisis. It's not a crisis between two communities. It's not an ethnic crisis between two communities alone. Just to name a few, we have this problem about SU agreements. It's still not resolved. We have issue about illegal immigrants. In fact, one of the leader of JEDARE, Mr. Thanglenpao Goite, he was elected MP of Chin State in 1990. He came to Manipur in 1997 in the Thadao Kuki Paite class. 1997, JEDARE was formed. So this thing of illegal immigrants coming and then forming leaders of Sioux militant group and then negotiating with the Indian government, these things are happening. This has to be resolved if peace has to be returned. And then disarming of Sioux militants and the village defense force, which is the priority number one, which has to be done before peace can return. This is yet to be done, as we can see. And then we also have issues like poppy cultivation and demands of Meiteis, for ST demands, and then the other side is demanding separation of total separation. Like even we have seen the demand of a Christian nation out of portion of India and then Bangladesh and Myanmar. So all these issues are going to be, and then of course the fencing of the of our border, which is not yet happening. These are issues which has been lingering for long. It'll take time to resolve. So until these issues are resolved, peace or normalcy, as we actually not just lull of violence but actual peace and actual normalcy is not going to return that fast. So according to me, the first priority for and Kartikeya also, I think earlier another panelist had mentioned about the IDPs. I would like to highlight the conditions of these IDPs in this camp. It's horrendous. It's like there were people enjoying in their homes, and suddenly they are displaced. And for the last 2 years, they have been living in a slum-like situation. 10, 15 people, families, they are, like sharing one bathroom, makeshift bathroom. And they've been staying like that in that condition for last 2 years. So all these issues are still lingering on. There's no drinking water availability. Like there's no health and hygiene at all in these
Okay.
camps.
Okay.
And children born there, I mean, you can imagine like how the situation can be termed
Well,
as
I can
normal
absolutely
in this
I can
situation.
absolutely understand 70,000 people displaced. I mean to say, in such a small state, you displace 70,000 people in any other big North Indian state, it will become a big issue. Generally in the larger narrative, Manipur is so far away, so it doesn't become part of a national conversation. This would have happened in any other mainland state, it would have been part of a daily conversation. Rami, my
Exactly.
question to you is it because of the certain vexed issue which have not been systematically resolved? Like, for example, consensus on, for example, societal consensus on issues like why FMR is important, or what do we do with the fact that people should be able to fly from one point to another, don't stop free movement. These are tough issues, but given up, okay, let the communities cool down, is, as if that approach has been taken.
Karthikeya, let me be brutally honest. And I think it's high time that we are honest with each other, we are honest in the media, we are honest about this situation. The fact of the matter is, no conversation is going to bring a solution. The fact of the matter is that until and unless uh, political ambitions take a back seat, ambitions that have underlying interests take a back seat, you cannot have dialogue. Over the last 2 years, sure, this is no normal situation by any stretch of imagination, but the fact of the matter is, have there been developments towards what people wanted on the ground. People wanted president's rule. President's rule was given. People wanted highways to be open. Highways were tried. The forces tried to open the highways, but there were protests. FMR, people wanted FMR to be revoked. You tried to revoke it, there were protests again. Talks happen, but nobody gives up on the idea of a separate administration. So where is the question of any sort of consensus? Where is the question of taking public opinion? Because clearly the puppeteers are somewhere else. Clearly the puppeteers are dialoguing with vested interests in mind and not allowing the situation to come back to normal. If the security forces use a heavy hand, that's a problem. If they don't use a heavy hand, that's a problem. Who is benefiting out of this? Extortion has gone up in the hills. Extortion has gone up in the valley. There's certain amount of efforts being made in the valley to curb extortion, and that is being done. Unfortunately, in the hills, that is not possible because there is so much of there's so much of politicking and antagonism against any sort of positive step to be taken. So I think the people, we said this on day 1, we said this on day 10, that it is finally the people who are going to suffer. Yeah, sure, the IDPs are going to suffer, the students are going to suffer, education is going to suffer, people on ground
I think
are
you
going
made
to
one
suffer.
very important point. Political ambition needs to take a back seat,
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News 9, English news as it should be.